All right, so we're back. We've got Josh under here, and Josh, do you have any idea what you're doing?
Every once in a while, I get lucky.
Okay, so that blind squirrel finding a nut thing applies?
Yeah, I found a nut.
Okay, good. So Josh is putting the finishing touches on the backup switch of a 69 Camaro.
The reason we don't use butt connectors.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we got this. Was it a butt connector problem?
It was butt connector.
Okay. We're not big fans of butt connectors around here, and we remove about every one we find. This was just one that we hadn't found yet, and it was causing our last problem. So you figure what, 3, 4, 5 hours to replace a butt connector and you're good?
Well, it's 2 wires, so I mean at least 4 hours.
4 hours. Okay, good. You are on the ball. He is hot today. Only 4 hours of work to replace 2 butt connectors. The man is smoking. All right, so this is a 69 Camaro, and certainly one of the baddest ass cars I've ever seen. 572 cubic inches of fuel injected power inside a car that is, certainly many could argue, and I would be one of them, might be one of the most beautiful things, if not about the most beautiful thing ever come out of Detroit well, ever. So that's getting ready to go home, but I really wanted to introduce you, and I gotta cover up part of what we're looking at here, because this is a truck that is going home in just a couple of days, and Mike's working on it. This is a farm truck. You can see here it's a Chevrolet 4100 series, and Mike is doing some detail work, getting the fine details on it ready to go. What do you think, Mike? Do you like this truck?
A lot of truck.
It's a lot of truck. And I'm going to point out something on this truck that I discovered test driving it. It does not have truly multi-stage springs on it. It's got these, I got to tell you, when you hear the term like gut buster, this is the truck. When you hit a bump in it, it will actually bounce the truck up in the air, like driving over a ravine in the road or something. The ass end will actually come completely off the ground. It's amazing. This is a truck that's been in the same family since the day it was new in 1950, and it actually delivers. It's going to be sort of their Thanksgiving present for next week. So we're very excited about getting the truck back to them. Now, this is a buddy of mine, and I know we're sort of staring at his crotch, and I didn't mean to do that on purpose. So this is my my broda man. This is Flash. Flash is an artist that worked the entire East Coast of the United States of America until he decided to use his skills to train tracking for the United States Army Spec Ops and Navy and some other Spec Ops guys. So I drug him out here. I told him I had a special project that he needed to do to help me out, and I can only give you, let's see, a little tiny. Okay, there we are. I'll just give you a little hint as to what he's doing. This truck is going back to the family that farmed all the way during the Civil War on Cold Harbor, where the battle took place, and this truck is going back to the Cold Harbor battlefield. And I just want to show you kind of a cool thing we did with the floorboards. We restored the floorboards and then put a non-skid rubber surface on the top, just to create a really cool effect. All right, so anything you want to say to the folks, brother, since you've been in this business for many years, you still enjoy this?
It never goes away.
Yeah.
It's always great.
It's kind of fun, isn't it?
Especially when you see them finished. It's like cool.
Yeah.
It was worth all the headaches and sit-ups.
The sit-ups that used to be easier 20 years ago.
I used to not think about it.
All right, so and here we've got John. We're doing a modification to the truck, which is adding seat belts. And how's that going, Johnny?
Going real well. I'm getting ready to bolt these plates in, the backing plates for the seat belts, which this truck never had. I couldn't imagine driving it without seat belts.
Yeah, so we're putting some reinforcing plates in the seat system to make it much stronger and actually bolt up the bolt up the seatbelt. So this family will be much safer in this very, very cool farm truck than they were. Now, I'm going to show you another old buddy of mine. Now, Don and I, here he is, and he's doing some beautiful stitching on door panel carpeted bottoms. Now, Don, we knew each other. I didn't realize until recently you got out of the military just a year before we met in 1981.
Yeah.
So Don is a man of many words, in case you guys haven't noticed here. Don is, well, we don't want to, oh, hang on a second. I should probably pause this. I can't say why. So in any case, beautiful work, and we will catch up with Don in just a little bit. All right, so I'm going to go to the back, and then I'm going to address an issue that I talked about last Friday, because, you know, we talked about we're giving a car away, and the car we're going to give away looks just like that one right there, which is a 57 Corvette. 57 Corvette, to me, one of the coolest cars in the entire world. When it was made in 57, the 57 Fuelie was the fastest car in the world. Nothing could touch a production 57 Corvette that was in production. So to me, the Corvette is just a watershed car. As I mentioned last week, I've written a book. I just talked to the publisher yesterday and to the editor, and of course they said we're not quite ready. So folks, I apologize. I'm pushing the wet noodle as absolutely hard as I possibly can. And we're gonna get that out very, very soon. I'm gonna be posting updates to the website. Hang on, let me see if Johnny's got any sage words as he continues to work on this highly custom, and we wrap them in plastic. But hang on, I wanna show you. Johnny's an artist. I didn't know before this that Johnny was an artist, but he actually put flames into the plastic wrap and then has the Firebird talking. So any words of wisdom for me this week? Last week you were just a weenie.
No, drive fast, take chances, I guess.
Okay, all right. And Johnny's from the state of Maine, so his vocabulary is kind of limited. They say people from Maine are much like Canadians. They can. Well, yeah, that's true, because I'm a Canadian. They say that Canadians can pass for extremely stupid white people if they mostly keep their mouths shut. And I think that that's probably not far off. So I just don't know enough to keep my mouth shut. We're going to say hi to Chris real soon, and then I'm going to show you sort of an update on the 57 of where we are. But hang on, Chris. So what are you building here?
The motor for the giveaway car.
Right, the motor for the 57 Corvette.
Yes.
And where did this motor, in this case, we're having a hard time. We started with 3 283s to get a motor out of, and we failed pretty badly on that, haven't we?
We got 1 out of 3.
Right, and so that one goes to a customer, and so this one will still look exactly original, but it will be 350 cubic inches instead of 283. A little bit more power. So what do you think of this motor so far?
It's in real good shape. It's still a vet motor, so it's not like we're sticking some pickup truck motor in it or anything.
Yeah. So and this is Chris's work table here. Wait a second. You're supposed to be building power steering gearbox, or not?
The other table.
Okay. So this is. You can see Chris dabbles in many things. Here's a transmission he's just rebuilt. This is the 57 Corvette steering gearbox that he's getting ready to rebuild. That is the ugly ass steering wheel that we will also restore. So any words of wisdom for the folks out there in these really bizarre times that we're dealing with?
Oh, that's a loaded question.
Okay, you got 10 seconds to give me your thoughts, because this is what, well, okay, so he's
Oh, I like the cliff notes you got there.
Yeah.
No, really, just keep your head down and, don't let them lock you in for too long.
There you go. Yeah, that's a good point. Virginia's gone back into what we call, I think, let's see, it's level 1 or lockdown 1, where They're trying to say stupid stuff, and of course our governor is the one that, you know, I think he's just a real work of art. He is the guy that was wearing all the Ku Klux Klan stuff when he was in college, and now is spending $1 million to try and figure out in his college where racism comes from. And I just think he needs to look at his own yearbook picture, but that's just me. So hang on, I'm looking for Andy. I see Will here. All right, so here's the chassis. So Andy, we just got that back from the blaster yesterday, and this is the big problem with the chassis. You can see a little bit of rust, but it's limited to literally this section. So we're gonna cut out this section and redo it. I don't know where Andy is. This, we had a crack in here, and you can see again, he's cut it out, and we will replace it with all correct steel. And other than that, the chassis is in truly beautiful shape. Now, okay, here's Andy. He's supposed to be working, but he's screwing off instead.
Fixing my tools, Dad.
Okay, I'm busting his chops. And we've got Will. Will, explain to the people what this black stuff is that you've got all over the car.
The black stuff is called dye coat, and we use that to determine where our load spots are.
Right. So we basically smear it. It's actually a lot like almost soot or ash, and you just sort of smear it all over the car, and then when you sand it, you can see the low and high spots on the vehicle. All right. So I'm just sort of going to close out with something I talked about last week on the giveaway of the Corvette. And I'm just going to say hi to a couple people here. Graham from Birmingham, United Kingdom. Very cool. I love the United Kingdom. I think London was a cool city. And of course, you guys, you know, London is almost the center of the world for damn near a millennium. Tom Madsen, thank you. I don't know what they're going to do with the show in terms of Netflix and things like that. John, your governor from California, locked this down. He's a piece of work. I mean, that's unfortunately what's going on with a lot of these governors now. They're just doing stupid things. But all right, so I'm going to have to respond to. I actually love getting hate mail, and I'm going to respond to some hate mail I got last week because I said that COVID-19 was the largest scam ever perpetrated in the United States of America. And let me explain something. I'm not apologizing for that. So I wrote something down so that I didn't spend too long on this subject. I didn't say COVID wasn't real. It is a real flu, just like the bird flu, the swine flu, SARS-1, or a dozen others we've encountered since time began. The difference is that leftist politics decided to bankrupt thousands of small businesses, bankrupt the U.S. government, and drive suicides and depression in nursing homes to absolutely new levels. And for me, that's incomprehensible. And all because of a flu that, let's face it, if we were going to get the flu, we're going to get it. If we're not, we're not. But that's just something we have to deal with. My own mother's been locked up in a nursing home, and I am not allowed to visit her. And I got to tell you, she's very depressed. And so is everybody else in her nursing home because they're in a concentration camp over this flu. And it is because of all this that I said that COVID is the biggest scam ever perpetrated on the American public. I stand by that 100%. And so let me just say this. If you're one of these leftist Marxist POSs who voted for the booger-eating, hair-sniffing pedophile, and you want me to apologize for stating the truth about current American politics, which includes the COVID overreaction, as far as I'm concerned, you're a traitor to the United States of America, the greatest country in the world. Please continue driving alone in your car with your muzzle on your face and take it off only if you want to suck my ass till my head caves in. Now, if you're one of the fans of the show and you kind of think like us, this is obviously not intended for you. This is intended for those leftists who have nothing to do but hate everyone, go out and smash statues, and are the reason that we're killing 62 million babies and doing all sorts of stupid crap. So if you disagree with me, please present me with facts. I'm not really interested in your pissing and moaning, squishy feelings that I couldn't give a fat rat's hat about. So I'll gladly debate facts with anyone. So in any case, folks, that's the end of this little live session. I want to try and do one of these every Friday, and obviously next week being Thanksgiving, we won't be doing it. But tune in, and you can see now the body of the giveaway car is in guide coat. It's actually not far out of primer, and then as we get the chassis ready, the drivetrain ready, it's all going together. That transmission you saw is the transmission for the car. So things are moving very quick on it. We will be giving the car away on November 14th, 2021. It's just a matter of what you have to do to win it. I want to be able to make it to where you don't actually have to buy anything. Obviously, I've written a book, and that's the whole idea, was that my book talks about this particular car. In fact, this car is almost the star of the book. So there will be some hints in the book as to how to win the car, but maybe you can borrow one from a friend. So in any case, thanks for tuning in. Look, a lot of people have been reacting. We've last week alone, we had over 1,000 letters that came into the shop in a matter of a couple of hours. I'm doing as much as I can to get to as many of them as I can. I appreciate all the great comments we get, and I actually love the hate mail, and I will actually respond to any hate mail as long as it's based on facts. In fact, I'd gladly debate anyone at any time on about any political subject. All right, so God bless, and stay safe, and we will see you next week. Happy Thanksgiving.